feels like everything is super unsteady and moving in your life right now. There are a lot of moving parts, and the area of relationships is coming through very, very strong. Your life in the aspect of relationships, of connections, of connecting with someone's soul and having that one-on-one unraveling, getting to know each other. You're longing for that. You have been in a long period of time of closing your heart off to those connections. And in that, there was an ego. Your egoistic mind was blocking you from seeing the value in relationships. You may have been putting yourself into like sexual relationships, maybe with the opposite sex, and receiving validation from them. Receiving validation I'm seeing from an opposite sex, and do a lot of flirting happening, but the core of those types of relationships that were happening wasn't rooted in unconditional love. It was rooted from egoistic desires of feeling validated. So in the moments, and this was in the past, in the moments where you were putting your energy into those relationships of the opposite sex, or it can be same sex as well, but it's a very sexual, egoistic, validation seeking type of energy. And in the moment, it's like this message is so messy, and I'm trying to get it out, and stick with me. So you were operating off of that validation, and it was years because of a heartbreak. It was years of seeking validation because your heart was raw and open and empty, and you needed something to fill that void. And instead of seeking long-term, true, unconditional connections where the two of you can co-create and coexist together and help each other out and build each other up, you were operating from a state of survival mode, number one, and a work reading is coming through, and a career reading is coming through also, because it has to do with your career. It has to do with selfish wants, all about what I desire, how rich I can get, how successful I can get, all about your selfish needs. And then that happens to be connected with you seeking validations from a sexual partner as well, because it was a selfish need to fill that void because of you not feeling successful enough. That's what's coming through right now. Okay, you went through a huge healing process. Like, this was who you were before, but you went through a huge rebirth and a death of this person. This person is no longer here anymore. Like, that aspect of you has died off, and the lessons that you've learned from that aspect of you was the true meaning of the reason why we need people in our lives, the reason why we need unconditional love for the people in our lives, the reason why we need healthy relationships around us, not sexual partners that feed our ego, but actual healthy, reciprocal relationships around us where, say it's person A and B. Person A has a problem, person B has a great perspective to build that person up. Person B has a problem, they can be vulnerable, and person A has a wonderful perspective to build them up. And in the meantime, both of them build each other up. And it's not trauma bonding. It's taking it's of its own strengths, accepting, honoring, and acknowledging each other's weaknesses, and helping them get stronger in that department, in their weaknesses. but also building on each other's strengths and motivating each other to rise and become their higher self. Become that it girl I'm hearing that they want to become. Become that powerhouse of a woman that they want to become. And you're realizing that that's the true, authentic, that's real love right there. That's real love right there. That's authentic love right there. That's the substance that your heart is desiring and wants more of. And you're stepping into that reality. You're attracting that reality. And career is coming back through because your aspect and ideas of career is breaking down. You're falling more into less of work and what I can get from work and more into what I can give for others and how I can build with other people without necessarily getting anything in return other than a shared heart-to-heart connection. Let's go to part 2.